Alright, gang, so we've been over what the general community thinks of the Fortnite Wrecked season. But, interesting question, what do the pros think? Because it looks like Ninja thinks this season is quote-unquote absolute dog water. Let's get into it. This is confusing.
We're gonna land in the middle of nowhere. We're gonna land in the middle of nowhere. We're gonna loot up. We're gonna find a vehicle. We're gonna gas the vehicle on. Make sure that it's got its bulletproof tires. Make sure we got the cow catcher on it and a mounted turret. You're gonna carry a repair torch. You're gonna carry a repair torch because this season is absolute dog water. If I was a 5-year-old that still loved cool cars, I would be having the time of my life. I'm a 32-year-old grown man that likes to shoot things, right, in video games. And now I have to drive a vehicle around and pray that I run into people that have a worse vehicle than me.
Now let's contrast what he said with this. It says here, I personally think it's the best season so far. Love the turret and car gameplay, especially the grenade launcher attachment. I feel as if they both increase the skill gap, allowing for higher skilled players to really outshine their opponents with it. With wit and class, excuse me. And that's just my opinion. This being seemingly a reply to this here. Fortnite Season 3 had a peak of 2.28 million players on its first day, the lowest player peak of Chapter 5, worry face. Okay, there is a reference here. Season 1, 7.2 million. Season 2, 5.15 million. And Season 3, 2.28 million. What are your thoughts on the season after its first day? Alright. So, interesting. But why on earth would he be saying he thinks it's the greatest season if he was just saying that it's absolute dog water? So this seems to contradict. Now maybe he changed his mind, but still, I find it interesting that even the pros seem uncertain what to think with this particular season. I mean, it does go to show that this season is certainly a controversial one, because you add the modded cars to this, and you essentially have this really hard to defeat moving fortress that someone could just hop in and then boom, straight up win matches. Now you guys have seen me win matches before in the background of the last video, because I'm sure if you watched the whole thing, you would notice I got a victory royale with a car, which is my point. These cars are moving fortresses. If you know what you're doing, you can win matches with this like nothing. Which I think is what made Ninja so upset. Because back when he first started, Fortnite was just basically your average shooter. But now it's turned into this weird mash of Mad Max and Fallout and, this sort of stuff, right? Some sort of weird Mad Max, Fallout, I don't know, sort of weird mesh, right? And it's kind of, I feel like what he's saying here is it's just changed so much that it's just not what he's used to, I think. But personally, that's just my opinion. And what's also my opinion is that perhaps Ninja should just adapt, right? Perhaps instead of calling it straight up dog water and saying, if I were a 5-year-old who still loved cool cars, I'd be having the time of my life. But you know, I'm a 32-year-old man who likes to shoot things in video games. This season is absolute dog water. Instead of saying things like that, maybe he could just learn to adapt to the season and, you know, continue to be the Fortnite pro that he is. But personally, I think this does show that this season even has the pros seeming to struggle with how to strategize given the new features at play here. So this season is both one of the most controversial in my opinion and also one of the most complex, because not only does it have the regular folks struggling, it also seems to have the pros uncertain of what to think. They go from thinking it's great to thinking that it's absolute dog water. Or vice versa. Now, personally, I'm not exactly sure what, absolute dog water means. So if anybody knows in the comments what that means, please tell me. But I would like to say this. I mean, yes, clearly you can be upset at this season being largely dependent on those cars. But do you need to go and bash it calling it absolute dog water? I don't think so. I think what you should do is just focus your energy on adapting, sometimes use the cars, and sometimes don't. Use your pro skills to force them out of their car, and then take them out that way, right? Because that is what you would expect someone with Ninja's level of skill to do. You use your skills to force them out of their car, and then that is where you get them. Because without their car, they'd be toast against someone like Ninja, who's used to being able to take people out somewhat easily. Because, again, Fortnite Pro. So, personally, I think that is the strategy Ninja should do. Force them out of their car, and then use his pro skills to take them out. But that is just me. What strategies do you think Ninja should do instead of worrying so much on the car that he gets mad enough to call it absolute dog water? Let me know down in the comments. Personally, that's the only strategy I can think of. Force them out of their car, then use his pro skills to take them out. Or, being a Fortnite pro, he could adapt to the car and then turn around and use that new strategy for the entire season and take them out that way. Personally, that's just me. Those are the only two strategies I can think Ninja should use. What do you think? Let me know your opinions. Well, gang, it looks like even pros are uncertain of what to think of this particular season. What do you think of this season? Let me know down in the comments below, and be sure to subscribe, because it really helps me out. And I will see you in the next one.